viewers, welcome to our channel. I wish you all should be with good health and wealth. Without delay, let's start our journey. Mysore Palace, also known as Amba Vilas Palace. It is a historical palace and a royal residence, and it is located in Mysuru, Karnataka in India. It is used to be the official residence of the Wadiyar dynasty. The palace is located in the center of the Mysore city and faces the Chamundi Hills eastwards. Mysore is commonly described as the city of the palace. The first palace was built in the 14th century, which is also known as Old Palace or the Wooden Palace, which was burnt to ashes during the wedding of Jayalakshamani, the eldest daughter of Chamaraja Wadiyar, in 1896. Maharaja Krishnaraja Wadiyar IV and his mother Maharani Kempananjammani Devi commissioned the British architect Henry Irwin to build a new palace, and the palace was completed in 1912. Further, the palace was expanded during the period of Jairamachandra Wadiyar around 1930. The palace, which was designed by Henry Irwin, an English architect, the style will replicate the Indo-Saracenic architecture with elements from Islamic, Rajput and Gothic architecture styles. It is a 3-story grey granite structure about 245 feet long and 156 feet wide. There are square towers 5 stories tall at each of the cardinal points, topped with pink domes. The tallest tower, which is 145 feet tall, is at the center of the palace and is topped with a gold-plated dome. The facade has arches, canopies and bay windows. There are 7 arches and 2 smaller arches that connect to the centralized arch of the facade. Above the central arch is a sculpture of Gajalashmi. The palace is surrounded by gardens and it has 4 entrances. The Jayamartanda main entrance to the east, Jairama to the north, Balrama to the south and Varaha to the west. In this corridor of Mysore Palace, a real elephant head preserved from the days of the Wadiyar kings for symbol of strength, royalty and tradition, and these 2 elephants were hunted by the kings during the period of 1955 in the jungles of Kodagu, also known as Coorg, and their heads were mummified after treating with chemicals. They were mounted on these walls for display. These paintings were painted by 6 people during the period of 1931 to 1944, almost 13 years. And these paintings are not an illusion. It is the real incidents which took place in the palace at that period, which have been captured in the black and white photo. Based on the photo, the artist painted these pictures. This beautiful place is nothing but Royal Marriage Hall, and it was constructed 110 years back. Even the current king marriage was held in this marriage hall only. By looking into this, everyone will assume these pillars were constructed by using cement and other materials. However, these pillars were constructed by using special cast iron material. The specialty of this material is it won't be rusted, and these pillars were imported from Scotland. The doors and windows in this palace were made up of Burma teakwood, almost 200 years old. Still, we can see the shining and the durability of this material. And this hall is nothing but a makeup room, we can call, and during the olden days the queens were to make up and get ready for any occasion in this makeup room only. Chairs were made up of silver, also gigantic mirrors and dressing tables. Everything is placed in this museum. These tiny boxes are made up of teakwood and silver coated, and these are all called gift boxes, which were presented by other country rulers and kings to the Wadiyars when they visited to their kingdoms. And this is the manual lift, and which was installed before the electricity came into picture. And this is the plaster of Paris statue of Sri Krishnaraja Wadiyar 4. When we talk about Mysore Palace, definitely we have to talk about Krishnaraja Wadiyar 4. During his period only, the Mysore city was developed like anything, and he bought industries, factories, current, everything under his period only. And this beautiful place name is Audience Hall, and here we can see total of 42 pillars carved with flower design, and a mild rose coating was given as a painting, and really it is a most attractive place in this total Mysore Palace, and so many tourists will definitely take a snap in this place. And here lot of cannons were placed, and still few were in working condition, and during the Dasara festival these cannons were used to fire at the starting of the day of Navaratri festival. And here what we are seeing is the main attraction of the palace. This is the gold pavilion on an elephant back, also known as Howdah, and in Kannada we will call it as Ambari. It is total weight of 750 kgs, and it was made up of totally wood, and in the top of the wood a gold was coated. The total weight of the gold coating is 80 kgs, and in this pavilion only the goddess Chamundeshwari will be sit and roam in the city of Mysore on every Dasara. This is the private Darbar hall. During the Dasara festival time, the Maharaja of the palace will perform pujas and rituals in this hall only. We can see here a big chandelier in the middle of the hall. Also, the pillars were painted beautifully. These are the elephant ornaments, and which has been taken place at the time of Dasara festival to decorate the elephants. The entrance fees and timings of this palace will be every day from 10 am to 5:30 pm, and the ticket cost will be for Indians adults ₹70 per head, and children about 10 years and below 18 years 30 rupees. Also, the palace will be illuminated with lightings every Sunday and public holidays from 7 pm to 8 pm. Apart from this, sound and light show also will happen at the palace all days except Sundays and government holidays. The 45-minute sound and light show is performed at 7 pm and 8 pm on weekdays, Monday to Wednesday in Kannada and Thursday to Saturday in English. How to reach Mysore Palace is by road. The Bangalore is 140 kilometers away, and the KSRTC and private operators have regular service to all important parts of the state and country. By rail, Mysore is well connected to Bangalore, Chennai and other towns with numerous passengers and express train. By air, Mysore have its own airport which is 10 km from the city, and the Bangalore is the international airport which is 140 km from the Mysore, and the KSRTC runs flybus airport service to Mysore from the Bangalore International Airport. Where to stay in Mysore? There are numerous hotels, resorts, homestays in every budget categories from 1 star to 5 star. Any category we can find in the Mysore city. Apart from palace, there are few temples located inside the famous. One of the temple is Sri Prasanna Krishna Swami temple. This temple is dedicated to Lord Krishna. The Mysore dynasty claims its descent from Yadu Vamsa of Sri Krishna. Therefore, Krishnaraja Wadiyar III felt sad that there was no temple dedicated to Lord Krishna. To fulfill this, he started the construction of Sri Prasanna Krishna temple in 1825, and according to the inscription, it was completed in 1829. Another famous temple inside the palace is Sri Lakshmi Swami temple. This temple is one of the oldest temple in the city, and it is located towards the western part of the fort inside the palace. Another few temples inside the palace were Sri Shweta Varaha Swami temple, and also Sri Bhuvaneshwari temple, Sri Gayatri temple, and Kille Venkatramana Swami temple, and Kodi Bharava Swami temple. This temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva in the form of Bhairava.